Well, we learned this week the National Guard is expected to stay in D.C. through the remainder of President Trump's second term. That's until early 2029. And that's over the objection of some local D.C. leaders.
Ted Oberg and the News 4 I-team found out it could cost you billions more and heard from researchers who questioned the Guard's impact on crime in the nation's capital.
Now that we've heard the National Guard will be our D.C. neighbors and protectors until early 2029, it's worth remembering how effective President Trump says the Guard and his efforts have been in the district.
Now, it's got virtually no crime. We call it crime-free.
That pronouncement, made September 9th of last year, it's not aging well. D.C. police report 2,158 violent crimes since the president's dinner outing. 77 of them are homicides, nearly 800 gun crimes. And violent crime reported to D.C. police so far this year is up slightly.
This was never about reducing crime, especially nonviolent crime. This has been a show of force without any evidence to bear that it's actually working.
Now, a new study from the Center for American Progress reports the National Guard hasn't done a thing to bring violent crime down.
There has been no effect on violent crime, homicides, or gun victimizations, and yet it's costing taxpayers billions of dollars.
Chandler Hall wrote the study for the progressive think tank, which put D.C. crime impact through 3 separate analyses to see if the presence of thousands of Guard members, not only in D.C., but Los Angeles and Memphis too, changed anything. The study found crime was declining in all those cities before the Guard deployed, but researchers kept looking. Is there any evidence they sped up a decline that was already in place?
No. So that's what we were specifically trying to look for. If there was an acceleration in that trend, these tests would have found that.
Hall does say the highly visible Guard presence in D.C. has brought down opportunistic property crime a bit, think cell phone or purse theft, but not much else. And he says it's come at a high cost to taxpayers, $1.7 billion through the end of this year, according to researchers who used congressional estimates. And if the Guard sticks around in D.C. until early 2029, researchers tell us the cost could more than double to $4 billion.
This is ineffective. This is not doing anything to make people safer, and yet it's costing taxpayers billions of dollars.
$4 billion. Chandler says think about where that money could be spent. We did reach out to the White House yesterday about the deployment extension, the added cost, the findings in the study, and asked for some answers by today, but we didn't get any. D.C. Council Chair Phil Mendelson has said repeatedly, along with other D.C. officials, they want out-of-state guards off the streets of D.C. A lawsuit from the D.C. Attorney General winding its way through appeals courts asking for the same.
This is not a flippant question, Ted.
Yeah.
What are the Guards people doing, the Guards men and women? And at the beginning, when they first came to the city, they were involved in some beautification projects. Is that still happening?
Well, the beautification, we haven't seen recently. Whether it's still going on, they're not talking about it a whole lot. They're doing what they call presence patrols, meaning the 4 or 5 of them are walking around making sure that they're noticed in D.C. And look, not their fault. Guardsmen and women don't have a choice about whether or not to be deployed to the district. They're doing what they're told to do. The question is for their commanders and their commander-in-chief about why they remain on the streets with little impact on violent crime.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, too, if this is what has come of the and with the relationship that Mayor Bowser has with the president, and that is decent, many would say.
Sure.
With the introduction of a new mayor, what would that do to...
He hasn't exactly rolled out the welcome mat for our expected new mayor, and the expected new mayor has said in the campaign that she is not afraid to push back on the president and brings up this issue specifically.
And he has also said that he's not afraid to take over the city if she becomes mayor, which we'll see when the general election happens.
I suppose we'll be right here with a front row seat to all of it, won't we?
Thank you, Ted.
You bet.